All right, we had a little technical difficulty.
No, welcome to part two.
Technical difficulty, but that's what it is. But what I was about ready to say and do, I can't believe the media just goes so crazy. I can't believe the media is so hung up about these midterms.
You know what? The reason why these deniers of the elections, they said that there's going to be another. You know, you remember the January 6th and President Trump has still not conceded the last election. He still thinks he won. And you know what the rationale is that a lot of these people, they are so insulated in their world with their Fox News and their cross burnings and their book banning and everything, that the people they meet they don't meet anyone who had voted for Biden. So gosh, no one I know voted for Biden, so Trump definitely won. And they're going to do the same. But now it came out that Trump, Trump knew that he lost, and that's his plan B.
Well,
we deny that. We'll say to the hilt that it was stolen from us.
Let me say this: the midterms usually is the precursor to what's going to happen probably within the next 2 years, but it doesn't usually matter like clockwork because you really, well, no, I don't know, I take that back because whoever the president is, most of the people like to do balances and checks. Now, I don't know, because this is a crazy thing that's going on right now. We don't even know what the hell is going to happen. The midterms, if the president is a one party, usually the Congress and the Senate, the House, Congress usually is majority is the other party, or it will turn to be the other party. Now with the Roe v. Wade, and with the other stuff that's going on in the political arena, and also with this, with, I don't know, things going on when we have like a mini inflation, we're not knowing how the chips are going to fall.
Certain people will win, and certain people
will
be upset.
Yeah. I voted. Well, we know this. I believe that Biden is doing the best he can. I believe that Biden is doing what he can for this country. We are in a mini inflation. Gas is kind of like right at $3.45, and gas is held at $3.45. If we can bring it down below, the whole idea was to bring gas down below 3. If we brought gas down below 3, that would have probably helped Biden. Well, there's no probably to it. It would have definitely helped Biden's popularity if we got it below 3. That was the original idea right during the midterms, but we're still hoping things will turn around. So midterms usually go the other way. So if you have one party as in leading the country, the midterms will go the other way usually. So really have no understanding or idea of how that works out or how that's going to turn to be. But I do not. And then when we have like when we look into 24 coming up here, and we have like this little, crystal ball, and we can see what's going to happen in 24. I honestly don't think that Trump is going to, call me crazy. I don't think Trump is going to even run.
Yeah.
Because I think something's going to happen with this investigation.
Oh, yeah.
So we hope.
We really want to vote for a guy that's
I don't think
led into a trial and
is going to run, or he might. No, let me take that back. Let me recant it. He will run, but he will not be the person the party picks.
Yeah.
How about that? How about that happen?
His biggest fear is not Biden, but Ron DeSantis, because he thinks he could beat Biden, and maybe he could, but he certainly can't. He's having a hell of a time against Ron DeSantis, because he's almost everything Trump is, only younger and not as corrupt.
Yeah. Well, and then two, don't sleep on Sleepy Joe. Mm-hmm. Don't sleep on Sleepy Joe, because a lot of people. I like Joe.
Well, you like him. I like all the presidents.
I like Biden, and I think that if he can turn it around, he's got 2 more years to do it. Mm-hmm. He's still He's still working on it. He's got 2 more years to do it. The man is our oldest president. I think he served this country well in the Senate, or being in the Senate. He loves his country. He's been there for almost 50 years. He loves his country. And, as being president of the United States, just imagine being president of the United States, the stress, the hell that you go through. Because there's a lot of people that are going to question everything you do. As being president, they're going to question from vetoing a bill, from going with probably the most popular thing that people, would want you to do. But I think that we will stay out of war.
That's most important.
And I also think that we will keep it going, and the economy will get better.
Of course.
The economy will get better under Biden. And
the economy always corrects itself.
The economy gets better under Biden.
Yeah.
You'll get a second term.
I'll tell you something else.
Gas prices go down. Economy gets better. Joe Biden will get a second term.
Well, the president always tries to take the credit or take the blame when about gas prices, but the truth is the president has very little to do with that. They also, what was I going to say? They, it's not something you. These guys, you don't have to worry about the presidency will be fine. Biden is you're right. He's the oldest president, and I think but who knows what will happen in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I know. That's why we have. Somebody said this might be the last Democratic election we'll ever have. Maybe the next one, because after this, it'll constantly be a battle between sides saying that the thing was stolen from. It's almost like a ball game where you just blame the referee for being corrupt.
Right. Well, I've told you. I'm gonna scratch my back, by the way. Actually, I'm gonna masturbate here a little bit with this right here, and then I'm gonna scratch my back. But
sure to lube it up.
I'm gonna lube it up. I'm gonna whack off. I'm gonna make sure this makes my dick grow. Dick grow. What a name. And then I'm gonna scratch my back at the same time. I think.
Yeah, I hope your bed didn't give you scabies or bed bugs.
Oh, yeah, this God, man, this is good shit. This is good. It's almost like an Asian lady, pretty much scratching her nails on my back.
Oh man.
Asian girl scratching her nails on my back. That's having scent right there. Ain't no two ways about that. What was I going to say after this? No. And I lost constipation. I mean translation and constipation.
You scratch more than the ball player.
Yeah.
The baseball player.
Well, I don't know. You gotta scratch. You can scratch that itch. That's where it's good.
See, I'm always in water. I'm always either swimming or taking a shower.
What I forgot. The Nancy Pelosi with this. This is unbeknown. I mean. Tell us what happened now, because I was in the dark about the Nancy Pelosi's
job came to her house in San Francisco.
Yeah.
She wasn't there, and found her husband. And where's Pelosi? Where's Nancy? And had a hammer and just beat the guy up on his head. An 82-year-old man, and he was caught. And what happened was, of course, when they catch these nuts. They have all they have Fox News, QAnon, all this anti-Semitic tracks and all this replacement theory and then critical race, all that junk is on there. The rapture,
so wait,
all that stuff that
hammer,
the end of times.
He took a hammer to an old man and then he hammered him.
Well, actually,
her husband.
He was probably going to do it to both of them. Nancy wasn't there. He wanted what he's now he actually wrote down what he was going to do and what he was going to do. I mean, it was on his computer.
What a sick son of a bitch.
Well, what happened was he said that he wanted to talk to Nancy Pelosi and try to explain to her why his side was right and her side, the liberal side, was wrong, and he would have, I don't know what he would have done, let her go or something if he could convince her. If he didn't convince her, he was going to take the hammer and break her kneecaps. And so she would be
sick son of a bitch.
and then she would have been hobbling into the Congress, on election day, with a walker, and
And this guy was a QAnon.
and she would say, I'm sure he was.
He was a QAnon supporter.
He would have said there are consequences to actions. She would in his perfect world, she would have convinced all the liberals and the Democrats to vote the Republican way.
What did Trump say now to this, or what did the Trumpsters say to this bizarreness?
They dismissed it for a moment, but then they also were making jokes, mainly Trump's son and Donald Trump Jr. and making jokes about it, and so they thought they were being clever, like Mad Magazine sort of clever or something, satirical. But it just came off as tasteless. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that guy that did. So what was the guy's name that did the shit?
Oh, who cares what his name is?
What was his name?
I do know he's not famous. He's now. If you mention, always remember, if you mention a potential assassin's name, you're giving them power. I once saw a documentary about because that's what they want. They want the notoriety. They want to be notorious. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I once saw a whole documentary about John Lennon, and every time they mentioned his assassin, they had like a beep 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 because they didn't want to give him more credit because of the terrible thing he did.
Mark Chapman.
There you go.
Mark Chapman.
Well, no, everyone knows his name.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to give him his name is around if you want.
And of course, John Hinckley with Reagan. But John Hinckley did.
Well, presidential assassin.
John Hinckley with Reagan, but that never happened.
It's a big day.
But he survived.
It's a big name. I mean, you can't.
I remember when they announced that Reagan was dead, and then they turned it around and said he's not. You remember that?
Yeah.
They declared that Reagan had died, and then they switched it around and said, nope, Reagan is alive.
They declared, I think, that Jim Brady was dead. And Reagan, people assume Reagan probably wasn't hurt too bad, but then it turns out years later that he was hurt very bad. Yeah. And I mean, he got a couple of bullets. He's in a couple of movies, Ronald Reagan, the westerns, where he gets shot dead and falls, and then in real life he gets shot and he continues his presidency for the next 8 years.
So.
Because it happened like in the
person that did this to Mr. Pelosi. What's Nancy's husband's name?
I don't know his name.
William Pelosi?
Maybe, I don't know.
So Nancy Pelosi, William Pelosi.
Yeah.
The person that did that to him should be castrated and then should be caned to death. You do that to an 80-year-old person, you do that heinous act to an 80-year-old person, you should be castrated, you should be caned to death.
I don't believe anyone should be castrated because they could always do that to me.
Well, I'm saying, but you're not going to take a hammer to somebody's head.
Because you can beat a guy up, but
you're not taking a hammer to somebody's head, though.
You can't put his balls back on.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, though.
But I tell you, maybe for
not
a
anybody,
maybe for a
not
rapist.
anybody in their right mind is going to do that with a straight face.
Also, you have to remember
yeah.
Nancy Pelosi is 80 years old too. She's 82. She's the same age. They've been married a long time, so Nancy, if you actually, a lot of these guys, they're very fearful of women. They don't like Hillary. They don't like Nancy. They don't like. Soon their ire is going to be Kamala. They don't like Kamala Harris. So they hate everybody. There's no love.
I'm still on the fence about Kamala, but.
Well, Kamala's
I'm still on the fence about Kamala. I don't think she's presidential material.
You never hear about Kamala.
I'm on the fence about her. I don't think she's presidential material. I know that Biden wanted an African American woman as VP, and I get it. I think Susan Rice would have been a better pick. Susan Rice would have been if he wanted a black woman, she would have been a better pick than Kamala Harris.
He should have picked Oprah.
I think Kamala Harris is not presidential material. And I'm saying that. That's why I want Joe to be healthy.
Should have picked Michelle Obama.
And I want Joe to last.
You should have picked one to sign.
Michelle Obama is not presidential material. She's a first lady.
She might be like Hillary.
No, but Hillary is a different breed.
Really?
Yes.
I think
Michelle Obama is smart and all that. She was a good first lady, but she's no. I mean, Hillary is a different breed. She served as a senator.
Oh,
she served as senator and all that.
That was a stepping
and
stone.
she was actually
for president.
and she was actually the president with Bill.
And she was.
She was President Bill because she actually told
With,
she actually was.
Barack.
She told Bill, Secretary of State as well.
Yeah.
So.
I think women could do a great.
I'm not saying that it's according to
the government.
It's according to the woman, and the woman there's
I know people like in the Republican Party that could never in their wildest imagination vote for a woman for president because they harbor assumptions about women when they were kids that they didn't like. They didn't like, a lot of men are very threatened by women. And,
yeah, well, I mean, it's according to the woman. It's according to who the woman is. Now, I'll tell you, you and I are going to be on opposite ends on this. Elizabeth Warren is a goof. You think different? Elizabeth Warren is a goof as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You think not, but okay.
Well, Elizabeth Warren
She's not presidential.
is like, Elizabeth Warren is very smart. And
she's not presidential material.
She probably couldn't win.
Yeah.
She probably couldn't. But no, I tell this to people all the time. When Elizabeth Warren was running for president twice, she probably won't run again. No. She's aging out of it. I don't think Bernie might. But anyway, it might not either. But they're getting too old. Yeah. Even Biden is getting too old, and they're older than Biden. Let me tell you, Elizabeth Warren was probably the smartest woman or smartest person running for president whatever year they were. But as far as intellectual and getting things done. But Adlai Stevenson in the 1950s was much smarter than anyone else running, and he lost twice to Ike in 2 elections. He was a Democrat, senator from Illinois, and he would have been a great president, but he was. But people just don't like really smart. They like more personal.
A lot of these celebrities, like Herschel Walker, the ex-running back for the Cowboys, running in Georgia, and then you got Dr. Oz. Mm-hmm. Who saw that coming? When I saw Dr. Oz, I was like, what?
Well, Dr. Oz.
So Dr. Oz and his poop samples, and poop samples or his shit samples. Is running, where is he running? What?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, Pennsylvania.
But there's talk that he owns a house in Pennsylvania, but he's mainly in New York or and I think he lives in New Jersey. Actually.
Right.
But he does a show in New York City, and he's running for senator.
Yeah.
I don't know what possessed him to do that. I'm sure his show was doing fine, and I'm sure his practice was doing fine.
Yeah.
But he decided to run. He's a Turk.
Turkish.
He's
Turkish.
Turkish.
Yeah.
He's Turkish, and I've actually seen him in person. We came to town. Yeah.
Did he measure your stool span?
No. What he did, no, there was a lot of people there. He was, I think, trying to tell people how to. I think it was the wellness thing, and I'm very big on health and exercise and stuff.
And he got you some donuts too. Yeah.
Huh?
He some Krispy Kremes as well. Yeah.
No, I actually, doctors, never, I found this out about doctors. If you make friends with your doctor, never buy them candy or never buy them fast food or something because they won't eat it. So, thank you, but no thank you. This is what I lecture against.
Well, I don't know. People that do that, it's like, you don't eat something, and you don't like something. It's like going to a dinner and they give you something you don't like. You might take a little nibble and say, "Oh, I'm famished. I'm already famished. I'm full. I can't touch it."
Well, I tell you, who gets very upset is vegetarians.
No.
Because everyone wants to give them hot dogs and food, meat and stuff, pepperoni on their pizza, and they can't eat it.
And
then also there are people, it's even worse. There are people that are diabetics and here's some candy, here's some soda, we got you, and said, I can't eat, I can't consume this stuff.
Yes. Eat your meat rather than beat your meat. You can eat your meat and beat your meat at the same time. That'd be something.
But Dr. Oz is running.
And then Herschel Walker, he's like I said, he's ex-Cowboy. That's when we traded him off to Minnesota. Cowboys became Super Bowl champions with all these draft picks back. That's why so that was a good time for the Cowboy organization. And by the way,
Walker was a bit of a bust as a pro player.
No, he was good. He was fast as lightning.
He was a good college player.
University of Georgia, he was fast.
No, I'm not talking about University of Georgia. I'm talking about.
He was good as a Cowboy.
The Cowboys and the Vikings.
He was good as a Cowboy, but then then
they win with him.
Well, they won, but then
when
Tom Landry's last year was in '88, and that's when they were 1-15. It was like that dreadful year with the Landry, and then of course when he was fired, but it was like 1-15, and then of course came Jimmy Johnson. But when Jerry Jones had bought the Cowboys in '89, and of course they got Troy Aikman as the quarterback. They didn't have yet Emmitt Smith. I think that's what, if my memory serves me right, it was just Troy and Michael Irvin. They were going to get Emmitt Smith the following year. But they were 1-15 on the last year with Landry. And of course, Landry, Jerry Jones, who I love, and being a Cowboy fan, we love Tom Landry too. But at the time, I remember when Jerry Jones bought the team and fired Tom Landry, I was so mad.
Yeah, of course.
Every Cowboy fan was mad.
He's the only coach
but
ever had.
I met Jerry Jones in the old Texas Stadium in '06. And I said, Jerry, and I wish I had a camera. I met the man, I shook his hand, and I wish I had some kind of camera, but I'll tell you what, that was really something. I said, are we going to win? He said, yeah, we're going to win. And the thing about Jerry Jones is he gets ridiculed for not knowing the game. He played football in the University of Arkansas. He played football, so he might be an owner and an old man himself, but he knows a little bit about the X's and O's.
He's the general manager.
Yes, he knows about the X's and O's. And I think that being the general manager, you own a team, you want some say. And anybody that says he's not the man needs to have their head examined. Any Cowboy fan that thinks he need, push them to the side. Yes, we've been in the, but we have a rich tradition and 5 Super Bowl trophies, soon to be 6.
You know that
soon to be 6. So the Cowboys
are going to beat the Eagles.
Hell yes. The Cowboys will beat them. But I think, I'm not just saying this because I'm over, but the Cowboys. I think this is the Cowboys' year.
Yeah.
It should have been last year.
Herschel
I think it's here.
Herschel Walker played for the Giants last year. His last year, he did, and he didn't do much for the Giants.
I thought it was the Vikings. Huh?
He played the Vikings too. He played for a few teams.
We played for the Giants.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else.
I don't remember that.
It's good. It's good that you don't remember.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. He wasn't that. And the Giants weren't much then either. But let me tell you something. Herschel Walker, the first time I ever heard of Donald Trump was he had a team in the USFL.
The Generals.
The Generals.
New Jersey Generals.
And he picked Herschel Walker out of college before he finished his 4th year.
Right.
And I'd never heard of Donald Trump, and they said this big shot in New York owns this team, and he's done something that has never been done, is taken a guy out of college to play, and there's a sort of agreement, and he changed all of that, Donald Trump. And this was the same day, it was 1983, that Howard Cosell and the commissioner of baseball.
It says Howard Cosell, look at that little monkey go. He's the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. Okay.
Well, anyway, he came to my college, to law school, and that was the big news, and that's what Howard Cosell and Bowie Kuhn was talking about. In the lecture, people were asking questions. I never heard of Donald Trump. And boy, did I, and after that, I heard nothing but Donald Trump. But then he had to show The Apprentice, and Herschel Walker did very well, and he seemed very articulate. He seems more articulate on The Apprentice when he was on it. Then because I thought he was a really bright guy. And now,
Well,
as running for Senate, he doesn't seem all that.
Wasn't Donald, of course, Donald Trump being what he was, but in the 90s, wasn't he a Democrat?
A lot of these, listen.
Wasn't Donald Trump a Democrat at one time?
A lot of these guys, I tell you why he became a Republican.
Well,
Was
I know
that
we know why.
he ran for president. Now,
Right.
what's your?
Well, no. I mean, when when Bill Clinton was president, it was a Democrat.
Well, this is how it.
Donald was a Democrat.
Let me tell you how it really
Yeah.
works. Okay.
Now, would I be able to run as a Democrat? Maybe not.
Now, what happened was he wanted to run for president. These billionaires, they don't really care about Republicans. They don't care. It doesn't matter. All they care about is which party will make them more money. That's all they care about,
Well,
making more money. Now, this is what happened with Donald Trump. Donald Trump surveyed the people running, and he saw Hillary running as a Democrat for the Democrats, and she was probably unstoppable. She pretty much had it all. So he looked at the lackluster group of guys running for the Republican, because I can't beat Hillary for the nomination as a Democrat, but I could beat Ted Cruz, and I could beat Marco Rubio, and all those others, Michelle Bachmann and everything. And he did.
Hewlett Packard lady Ferrero, or Hewlett Packard lady Carlo Fiera, whatever her name is.
Yeah, he steamrolled over them to the point where the Republican establishment didn't think he was one of them. So, like you said, he's an ex-Democrat. No, he ran because, like he said, he didn't care whether he was a Republican or Democrat. He just wanted the nomination so he could go head to head with Hillary, because he couldn't beat Hillary for the nomination.
Well, he wasn't going to do that.
So
that's your question.
The smart money in those days before Trump got in there was Jeb Bush. And Jeb Bush. No, but Jeb Bush, wilted like all the others did.
Question though is knowing that basically could I run for a Democrat and could you run for a Republican?
Listen, if I thought I would, if I were a serious politician, for example,
I am a Democrat, but yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter whether if you're a politician, you don't really care. But this is what happens: you want to get elected. So if you're in Arkansas, like you just mentioned, and you run as a Democrat, you ain't gonna win. You gotta run as a Republican, and then the rednecks and the hillbillies there will vote for you. so you could have all the high morals and all the great ideas and everything, but if you don't get elected, that John McCain, when he was running for president, he basically had to whittle himself down because he was sort of like a liberal Republican or moderate Republican. He had to become a very conservative Republican to go up to please the people to get the nomination to run against Barack Obama that year. Yeah. And so it's a tightrope you have to walk as a politician.
It's a lot of people that actually put themselves out there. Mike Dukakis in '88 as a Democrat, and then of course Sarah Palin as a Republican, and wait.
Well, in Alaska, a Democrat is never won in Alaska.
We know that Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was the VP or was trying to be the VP, where she was John McCain's pick to be the VP.
That's right.
But did Sarah Palin actually run?
She never ran for president.
She never ran to be picked. She was just picked by John McCain.
Picked, yeah.
And I don't know what the hell John McCain was thinking about.
If you see any of the books written and everything, he was flabbergasted. Why did you give me her? And it was basically he had to she was making gaffe after gaffe after gaffe. Not saying anything really offensive, but being kind of an idiot. They knew they had a problem, the Republicans, when they were kind of prepping her for a debate. He said, what happens if a nuclear missile is headed for England? What would you do if you were president or vice president? And she said, well, first I'd call the Queen and tell them that the missile is coming. He said, you don't call the Queen, you call the Prime Minister. Boy, we have work to do on this woman. They actually, but her debate against
Queen Elizabeth, obviously this is old.
Biden was actually pretty good. You know why? because they found out she was an actress in, I think, high school or something, or college, and they said, you can memorize lines very well, can't you? He goes, yeah. So they gave her all these really good answers, like maybe 12. This her handlers, Sarah Palin said, whatever question you get, turn it around. Make a few statements at the beginning and then turn it around. And she actually did quite well at the debate, more than you would ever think, because that debate really shows your
the debate was
your weaknesses. It might show your strengths.
Actually, ironically, she was going against Joe Biden in that VP debate.
Yeah, that was.
She was going against Joe Biden in the VP debate.
It wasn't, I think, and also Biden thought he'd have an easy time with her, so he kind of took it easy on her. It wasn't really a hard-hitting debate. She did all right.
Now, we didn't talk about the Queen dying. Well, this is old news. We haven't done a show, but of course, we haven't been able to talk about Queen Elizabeth dying and whatnot. And then, of course, now it's King Charles.
90%.
King Charles.
More than 90% of the world's population has never known a time that Queen Elizabeth wasn't the leader, wasn't the sovereign ruler of Great Britain. Yeah.
And we know,
she's been there for like 70 years.
I actually met the woman. She knighted me.
She knighted you?
Yes, I mean Sir Elton John, Sir Paul McCartney, Tony Orlando, I guess, and then
Tony Orlando.
And Gorgeous George.
You're a British subject?
Well, I don't know. I wore the king's crown, at one time. She knighted me for, having the best package. Sir Gorgeous George. Something to know. Something I really know about, basically.
How many knighted people have you met? Have you met Elton John? Or have you seen them? I've met a few.
You met Elton?
No, I've seen him.
You've seen Elton?
I've seen, Sir
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney, and now Ringo.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think Hugh Laurie from House was knighted. I think John Oliver was offered a
I think my
knighthood,
penis was also knighted.
and he turned it down. John Lennon turned down his knighthood.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think my penis was also knighted,
Yeah.
but it had to do with bashful. Yeah, that's okay. All right. Well, anyway, this is anything else that we need to talk to people about there. Well, we know about what's going on, and I addressed some last night. I took care of that. We know about some shit that's going on. We addressed all of that. But do we have anything that we're missing now that's fresh and exciting and new that we're not maybe leaving out? Okay. It's fresh. It's exciting. So inviting. Yes, with you. 'Cause it's fresh. It's fresh. Cool and the Gang, by the way.
Oh, Cool and the Gang.
Yeah, it's fresh and it's exciting.
I'm a Beach Boys fan.
Exciting and new. Well, I mean, I'm just going back. Different songs matriculate in my brain. And I could do it. I was going to do it.
I like rockabilly too.
Well, you know what?
I have sort of a barnyard sense of humor.
I had this song reticulated in my head, and it was an old song that's been done by different people.
Yeah.
Bobby Goldsberg.
Yeah.
And Goodbye Marie.
Oh yeah.
Oh goodbye Marie. Oh goodbye Marie. And why is this song
Bobby
playing?
Goldsberg.
Bobby Goldsberg. And why is this song playing in my head? Well, it was.
An earworm, they call it.
So I'm going to actually sing it soon.
Okay.
Find like a rookie version of it.
Oh, I thought you were going to sing it.
Well, I won't sing it now.
Sing it later.
Yeah, well, we'll sing it. All right. Well, look, it's what it is. So you're not doing any more public access now. I mean, you did that public access. You did 3 shows, which you'll find on his channel. Okay.
No, you won't find it.
Or not now. Not now, but you will find it eventually.
Once I figure out the technology how to put it on there. They've been
put it out
done.
there. Yeah.
They're already dated by the time you'll see them.
Well, I can tell you who can do it for you, but I don't know if.
I'll figure it out.
I can tell you who can do it for you.
You Google stuff, you YouTube stuff, and you find. Today I found a clip of me in a movie, and I wondered how to get it off of Facebook onto my computer.
Oh,
and I did.
You and Watt.
Yeah.
Were in Swaggart as extras.
That's right.
That's right. You and Watt were extras in
Swaggart.
Days, a few days ago.
The woman I do a show with, Mary Lou, she was in it too.
Okay.
And A lot of people are, so I try to get in stuff. I'm in a play, Miracle on 34th Street, is happening in December.
Yeah.
I don't play Santa Claus, I play the lawyer.
You do?
And who else? What else? And then I'm in all these short movies. People, I them on the podcast all the time, and then I do a show with you.
Well,
What am
remember.
I'm running out of things.
Remember
Interesting.
what puts you on the map, and when you know that, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Remember what puts you on the map, and if you know that, that's all you need to really know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, if you put my name in on Google, you know how that drop down menu. The first thing is Stud, second thing is Rich, and then third thing is Gorgeous George. So I owe you my internet style.
Stud, Rich, and what?
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
And what else? What was it?
Well, you typed your name on you type anybody's name on in Google. There'll be a drop down menu with all the stuff.
A lot of things need to be removed off of Google.
Yeah.
A lot of things
Well, Google doesn't
need to
put
be
things
removed
on
off
it.
of Google
But
because of
just,
shit. You know.
Google just reports it. It doesn't have it there.
Right.
It's not even. I don't even think it's written down. Google
Right.
doesn't write down anything.
Right.
It's like turning to the index.
Right.
But then once you go on the next page, that other page is
Right.
gone forever.
All right, one Mona Lisa, one Leaning Tower of Pisa, and only one Gorgeous George. We'll be back before you know it. Holidays are coming up here. Still working on the movie. We're doing a movie.
Oh.
And, of course, the website. A lot of stuff going on. So keep yourself there. Believe it or not, I'm putting my hand through those panties, making it shine. See you in a few. We'll see you soon.